Popular job search site Indeed recently published an article on the best jobs of 2023. This was based on the database they have, and this was based on the salary, the demand, and the flexibility the job gives you. Their report was across all sectors and all professions, but in this video, I'll list the top 5 healthcare jobs that made it to Indeed's top 20 jobs of 2023. I'll let you know the salaries, I'll let you know if it's easy to get a certificate of sponsorship for those jobs. That's if you're an international or a foreigner wanting to do those jobs in the UK. And I'll also let you know the flexibility and the demand and what it takes to get into that job. So if you're interested, stay tuned. So coming in at number 5 is mental health technician. The annual salary for this profession is about $34,914 per year. So mental health technicians are medical professionals that provide psychiatric support to patients in hospitals who are struggling with their mental health. So their duties include administering medications, monitoring the patient's mental states, providing hands-on care to help patients cope with their emotional, mental, and occasional physical needs. According to Indeed, this job has really high demand. Based on their database, this job has really high demand. In every 1 million jobs that are posted, this job has about 1,573 vacancies per every million vacancies that are posted. That's high, okay? But it doesn't offer you that much flexibility because it's more of you have to be present to do this. Remote working rate is relatively low at 8%, okay? So if you're the type that's looking for something more of stay at home and do, this is not for you. It's like relatively low, 8%. To be a mental health technician, you first of all have to get a degree or a diploma in mental health, and then obviously you apply to join the NMC, that's the Nursing and Midwifery Council of the UK, and then you have to prepare a good CV, apply for mental health technician jobs, and that's it. Yes, you can get certificates of sponsorship if you're looking to do this in the UK. They are also referred to as mental health nurses, and this is in really high demand, so think about it. Okay, now coming in at number 4 is a nurse assessor. Honestly, I have applied twice for a nurse assessor positions. They usually do not offer certificates of sponsorship. The first time I applied for this during my maternity leave because I was in shock of the goodness this job has to offer. Honestly, I'm surprised they are number 4. I was expecting them to be a number 1. I was on maternity leave and I was struggling on how I could, juggle between work and taking care of my baby because I didn't have any help in the UK. So I was like, let me apply. I saw this online and I'm like, yeah, I need this. And I still think in future, I would still keep applying. The second time I applied, I just went straight ahead to ask them if they offer certificates of sponsorship. I'm yet to get a response, but it's taking so long, so I guess they do not offer certificates of sponsorship. The average salary for a nurse assessor in the UK is about $37,418 per year. And the job availability is 379 per million, okay? The demand for this role is increasing by 169% over the last 3 years. So what do nurse assessors do? They usually assess or interview patients, and they can do this in the comfort of their home via Zoom or via any online communicating platform. And they use an assessment tool to interview patients, sometimes to see if they qualify for some benefits, let's say disability benefits, or if they need to be seen by a nurse, or they need to be seen by a more, specialized healthcare professional. So you can be in the comfort of your home and you can be a nurse assessor, okay? So it's very convenient for people that are willing to work at home. Their remote working rate is very high, it's 64%. And the only thing that I know you have to do is to learn how to type, because you would have to type reports almost every time. So you have to know how to type as well and then give reports. So you should have either a nursing degree or a nursing diploma, adult nursing or mental health or anything at all. You qualify. And then obviously you have to be registered with the Nursing and Midwifery Council of the UK. But as well, usually when you check the adverts, they say that a minimum of 1 year experience, working experience is required. So yeah, I would honestly, explore this option in the future. Definitely a nurse assessor. And I think their pay is really good. The only problem is I can't really type that fast, but you can always learn, right? Coming in at number 3 is a midwife. Yes, midwives are really in demand in the UK. The job availability is at 502 per million, and the average salary of a midwife in the UK is 38,229 per year. Obviously, midwives are responsible for taking care of people during pregnancy and, during delivery and even post-delivery. We also have a group of midwives known as community midwives. So these ones, they don't usually work in the labor ward or whatever, but they are responsible for taking care of you during your pregnancy period, checking if the fetus is breathing during the usual or the regular antenatal visit. Sometimes if you're going to have a home birth, they can assist you in the home birth, and then sometimes they, give you home visits post-delivery to check if you're all right. When I gave birth, they used to come to check, to see if everything was okay, give me advice how the baby was faring. So yeah, just offering you postnatal care. So it can be a bit flexible as well. But the remote working rate is very, very low. You're not likely to be able to be a remote midwife or remote working midwife or work from home. So that's like 3%, very, very low. But the salary is good and there's extremely high demand for midwives. And I think, yeah, it's cool as well. So that's number 3. This video is proudly sponsored by Lemonade Finance. Yes. So Lemonade Finance, if you don't know, is a mobile app that allows you to transfer money from the UK, Canada, and the US to 10 different African countries at no charge at all. Yes, no transfer fee. You can send money from the UK, Canada, and the US to countries like Ghana, Nigeria, Senegal, Cameroon, Tanzania, Benin, Ivory Coast, to Rwanda at no transfer charge. As a matter of fact, as well, if you use the referral code Nanelle for your first transfer above £100, you get 10% of the money you're transferring back. Okay, so if you send £100, you get £10 back. If it's £200, you get £20 back, but it's capped at £50. You can download the Lemonade Finance app whether you use an Android or whether you use an iOS, and I'll leave a link in the description so that you can easily download. Trust me, ever since I discovered Lemonade Finance, that's what my friends and myself have been using. They are very reliable, very convenient. Okay, so download Lemonade Finance, send money to friends and family in any of these 10 African countries, and let me know what you think. Okay, thank you so much, Lemonade Finance, for sponsoring today's video. Then number 2 is a psychotherapist. Okay, so psychotherapists are similar to psychologists or psychiatrists. They assist individuals and groups in understanding and managing psychological challenges from mild depression, phobias to, psychosomatic disorders. To be a psychotherapist, you need to have a background in psychology or psychotherapy. It is necessary to also be registered with the UK Council for Psychotherapy. I believe, yes, you can get a certificate of sponsorship to do this as well, but this is what they expect. Okay, so the first thing you have to do is to get like a foundation degree, like in psychology, and then you also have to gain a postgraduate qualification. This postgraduate qualification should be recognized by one of the psychotherapy professional bodies in the UK, like the United Kingdom for Psychotherapy, or the British Psychoanalytic Council, or the Association of Child Psychotherapists. Okay, so you should obtain a postgraduate qualification which is recognized by any of these 3 bodies. After that, you have to make sure you're gaining enough practice hours to get your license. You need about 450 of working hours under an experienced psychotherapist to get your license. And once you get your license, you can, apply for jobs with your CV. You'll be earning about £47,128 per year. This role has about 19% remote working rate, and the availability is 133 per million. Okay, per million jobs that are posted, you get about 133 jobs about psychotherapists. I think the rate is quite good. 47,128 per year is quite good as well. And coming in at number 1 is a clinical nurse educator. Clinical nurse educators are bagging about £38,026 per year. Okay, the reason why they are number 1 is that they have 125 per million with remote working rate of 13%. So clinical nurse educators are healthcare staff who provide and oversee learning among students who are training to become nurses. Okay, they teach, mentor, and assess, prospective nursing students in universities or training colleges, or even on the field, like clinical settings as well. So clinical nurse educators are doing quite well, and they are in demand, and you can get a certificate of sponsorship for this job, and their salary is quite good as well. Tell me, which of these jobs are you considering? Which of these jobs would you like to consider here in the UK? For me, out of these 5, my favorite is a nurse assessor roles, and I would definitely look into it. But tell me, which of these top 5 healthcare jobs in the UK are you considering, or which of these jobs should not be in there, or which job should be in there but is not in there? Let me know in the comment section. Bye.